live.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2. This is Episode 2. My name is Evan Klein, and I am glad to be joined alongside Max Lindley.
What's going on, guys? I'm Max Lindley. Thank you, Evan, for the intro. I appreciate it. We're happy to be joined by Matt Maselli.
The reoccurring guest. Let's go.
What's going on, boys? Good to be back. Happy to be here.
Awesome.
New year action.
New year, new action.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for coming on, Matt. We're happy to get into this. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Evan, let's go.
We are an authentic sports commentary from the perspective of two washed-up athletes. Today's episode is brought to you by the Retro Recovery. The Retro Recovery is an online vintage clothing store that specializes in 1980s and 1990s t-shirts, sportswears, jackets, and much more. Head over to theretrorecovery.com and use code WASHEDUP at checkout for 15% off your order. The Retro Recovery also offers free shipping in the United States. That's theretrorecovery.com and code WASHEDUP for 15% off your order.
Yeah, yup.
Get it now. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the college football playoffs before we get into our big interview with Pat Lawless and CJ Nobile, the front office. That's coming up in a bit, but first we're just going to talk a bit about the playoffs.
And we got the Natty Championship coming up next Monday. Alabama versus Ohio State.
Came to Miami.
This is electric. This is electric. I mean, nobody expected Ohio State to be here. I don't think a single person did.
Yeah, they were heavy.
What do you boys think? They pulled off the upset already. What do you think? Do you think they could do it again?
No.
No?
Can
you expand? Why?
Yeah, sure. I can expand. Great win again. They had a great game plan against Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. Credit to Ryan Day. Credit to Justin Fields. Went out and played like a warrior. Even hurt after that, taking that hit from Skalski. That was a great win for them. But Alabama, Clemson was honestly my national championship, but even Alabama right now, after what they looked like against Notre Dame, they're just a different beast right now. Mac Jones in that system has been looking great. I'm not the biggest Mac Jones guy, but with Devontae Smith and all those other weapons, it's just crazy. Najee Harris is the premier running back of the NCAA right now. And, that defense, they're quiet, but they're deadly. So, I really can't see Ohio State pulling this one off. I think Alabama has a great game plan.
I'm going to say personally, my pick was Alabama for the national championship, but I'm going to go ahead and reverse that. I like Ohio State in this game.
You like Justin Fields?
I like the Ohio State University, and I like them to pull off the upset against Alabama because I was very impressed with the way their defense played against Clemson. Clemson is that number one ranked offense in the league. They're electric with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the undisputed number one pick, number one quarterback in this draft, and they played phenomenal against him. Like they made him look weak.
Yeah, they had a good game.
It was very impressive. If they can come back and do that against a lesser quarterback in Mac Jones, I think they could pull off an upset because Justin Fields on the other side is going to be balling.
Okay, I could see that, but the thing is, what I have a problem with is like Devontae Smith, AP College Football Player of the Year. This guy is. I haven't seen a wide receiver even like Jerry Jeudy last year, like amazing. Like all these guys that Alabama have had, these wide receivers that are completely loaded in past years. Devontae Smith, like this guy might win the Heisman. Could be, there's been less than 10 wide receivers to win the Heisman. This guy could realistically do that, and I think this guy's just always open.
All right, so you're going with Alabama?
Yeah, I'm going with Alabama. Matt?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Klein, Alabama, too. I mean, I agree with you. Ohio State played really good D against Clemson, but they're going to have to do 100 times back to stop
I agree.
Bama.
They're going to have to do a little more.
But I'd like to see a close game, no matter what happens.
I think we're going to have a good game, no matter what happens. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I hope so.
So if you're looking for a blowout, don't watch the national championship.
Yeah, Alabama opened up as 7.5-point favorites, which was honestly less than I thought. But I think it will be a close game, but I think I would take -7.5.
I don't know. I'll have to think about that more.
Yeah, that's tough.
Matt,
maybe we'll
big
put out
betting
picks
guy. What do
day
we
of the
think
game.
about
Not anymore, but I don't know. Not anymore because I'm bad. I wouldn't listen to myself, but I'd probably take Ohio State to cover.
Okay.
Even though I just took Bama to, because
so
it was a close
with the
game.
points,
But you think it's going to be a one-score game?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
6 points,
those are our
3
picks.
points.
I got the Ohio State University, and these boys got Alabama. So we will get back to you next time we're all on the pod together with our picks.
The game's in Miami, right?
I believe so. I believe so.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So that should be electric as well.
We are now going to get into the main event of today's show, our interview with Pat Lawless and CJ Nobile, the front office. We are really Proud of this one. Today's interview is sponsored by The Daily Scoop. The Daily Scoop is the premier dog walking and pet sitting service of Bergen County, located in Glen Rock. The Daily Scoop provides service not only to Glen Rock, but to several surrounding towns as well. The Daily Scoop ensures that your pets are getting the best possible care when you can't be with them. Inquire for more at www.thedailyscoop.com. That's scoop with a K at www.thedailyscoop.com. Max the Instagram.
Daily Scoop LLC. Scoop with a K. You know where to find them.
Without further ado, let's get to the interview. We are now joined by the hosts of the Front Office podcast, Pat Lawless and CJ Nobile. Guys, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, yeah. All right, guys, so we're going to get into some questions about the front office, about Pat's history with, basketball and what he does, and a couple other things. So let's get going. So, Pat, back in high school, you started your own website called Give and Go Basketball. That was kind of like where you started. How did that help you get to where you are now? And could you tell us a little bit more about that site and how, what it brought later for you? Like what kind of came from that?
Absolutely. And Ev, before we even get into that, we got to address the post that you put out to hype us up, dude. You made us out to be the Beatles, and you really hyped us up. And you said we bring the electricity, so there's a lot of pressure on us right now. We're gonna bring the electricity.
Let's go. Right? Love to see it.
We're ready to go. But yeah, no, just to kind of give you guys some background. I started off with like a blog, giveandgobasketball.com. Obviously the name didn't stick. But it was a starting point for sure. Just did a lot of interviews, kind of got my name out there, interviewed a lot of guys throughout the country, high school players. And then, it was just a starting point basically. And then got my name known in like the New Jersey area, New York area. Then I got on with a company called Made Hoops, who does a lot of middle school events now, some high school events. Their followings, gone crazy. I think they have like 90,000 followers on Instagram. They're a big brand now in basketball, and I was in there from the beginning. So I was able to establish a lot of connections through there, travel around the country, got to see like Trey Young in high school, Michael Porter, and these crazy names that you see now dominating the league at a very young age, which was cool, and built a lot of experience from there. Learned how to run events, which I do now, and learned a lot of the scouting side of things, media side of things. So that experience really helped me grow in the business. And then fast forward, I guess, I got on with a company called Sports Engine. And then from there kind of expanded to do my own scouting service, do my own media stuff, launch my own events. I run the Empire Invitational, which is one of the bigger events in New York City, and run a couple of fall events. Like I said, do my own scouting service, and now, I've upgraded for sure. And now I'm doing things with the one and only CJ Nobile in the front office. So we're it's been a crazy ride, but wouldn't have had it any other way, man.
He's killing it, Pat Lawless, ladies and gentlemen. Just amazing. So
I didn't pay you to say that.
Right? So from a young age, you were heavily involved with scouting, and you were getting to work and meet with incredible athletes. So what was it like for you at a young age, conversing with a Karl Anthony Towns, a Jamal Murray, like something like that? Like that has to be really cool for you. What was that like?
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. I was just at the time, I guess in a way I took it for granted a little bit. I didn't really look at them. Obviously Karl Anthony Towns is a big name even in high school, but I was kind of just like very focused and kind of like just wanted to put out good content and, build my name really. That was the biggest concern I had at the time. I wasn't really too concerned with, the player I talked to. But, looking back, I think I appreciate it more now, I guess. As opposed to that kid, that 17-year-old kid talking to 7'2" Karl Towns or whatever, Right. So I think looking back now, seeing those experiences, seeing the pictures and kind of, remembering those moments. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty special and something something I can take with me for the rest of my life. So, yeah.
Kind of just continuing on that. Was there a compliment that someone paid you or a piece of advice someone paid you while you were young and coming up that you took with you all the way to this day?
Man, I'll tell you, it's when you're starting something like that, as you guys probably know, in starting this, when you're starting at a young age, especially Evan knew me, has known me for a while, especially the way I looked, right? So I don't know if you guys know, I went into high school like 4'10", graduated 5'4". So I'm 5'2" me interviewing Carl Towns and calling myself a scout and, writing my own blog and stuff like that. It's daunting, right? So I think the beginning stages of anything that you do is just like, it's difficult. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to take you seriously and you kind of have to grow through that. But yeah, like you said, you get those one or two compliments. They're like, hey man, I enjoy your work, or saw that article, saw that interview, whatever. You hear those, couple compliments that kind of keep you going. So yeah, no, I mean it's difficult in the beginning stages, but I think kind of keeps you going. That those couple compliments along the way.
Right. And just to give everybody some context who doesn't know. So yeah, I've known Pat for probably since him and my brother started playing baseball together, probably like fourth grade, something like that. So like Pat and my brother have been really close buddies ever since forever. So Pat's, always been around, and I've always known Pat. So that's just a little context for you guys. So it's no secret on the front office, you guys have some unbelievable guests on. Could you just tell us some of the players that you guys have worked with that, there's some real like big headliners. So just so everyone knows, you guys could go through. CJ, if you want to go through some of the really cool guests you guys get to interview.
Yeah, we've had, I mean, it's been a really cool opportunity, especially, like one of the cool things too, I feel like we do is we get to interview kids before they go Hollywood. Like, we got RJ Davis in high school. Now RJ Davis is like, a pretty big name starting at UNC. We've had Isaiah Stewart, who just got drafted in the lottery. We've had Cole Anthony, who just got drafted in the lottery. A couple NBA players, like, we've had Jalen Johnson in high school. We've had some pretty cool guests on, so it's been really cool.
Jalen Green. Yeah, no, we've had.
Oh, yeah, Jalen Green. That's a big one.
Green, especially. Yeah, I remember you guys dropped that one right after he announced that he was going to go right to the G League. So I remember I was like, this is big time. Like, you guys, like Jalen Green, that's someone who everybody, really cared about his decision and everything. So to have him right there, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you.
Yeah, we beat ESPN to that one. We got it before ESPN.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We beat ESPN to it.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's been an insane experience. I guess in a way it's kind of rejuvenated me, doing it on this platform on YouTube or just from a video standpoint, but also doing with CJ. CJ brings a real like crazy energy to it because he's just obsessed with basketball. You know what I mean? So doing it with him has been an incredible experience. It's been a blast, and people absolutely are obsessed with this guy. You know what I mean? So they love this either. He didn't pay me to say this either, but no, he it's been fun doing it with him as well. So it kind of deviates from what I've been normally doing, if you kind of get what I'm saying.
Thanks, Pat.
No problem, Steve.
We're adding that to the archive. I'll add that I'll put that as like my loading screen on my computer, so every day I can listen to it.
If I'm ever talking shit to you or whatever, just replay that back, and then
I'll say, watch your mouth, dude. Do you not remember?
So, kind of going into that a little bit more. So, you guys launched the first episode of The Front Office, November 2019. So, how did you two meet? And Pat, when you decided that you wanted to, start a podcast, how did you know CJ was the right guy to embark on the journey with?
Man,
don't lie either.
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, he was not invited to be on The Front Office.
I was an afterthought.
To start, it was going to be three of my buddies. One of them that's still involved. One of them that's sort of involved. But CJ and then my friend Anthony was going to be involved. Said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to do as much or whatever. I'm sorry." And then I guess I was just driving one day. I forget what was the reason.
No, it wasn't him. Someone recommended.
Where did you guys originally meet?
Seton Hall. We met at Seton Hall. Yeah.
You guys both went to college together. You were friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were the kids that would rent out a study room for 4 hours and joke for 3.5, and like,
yeah.
not much work got done in college.
But yeah, CJ originally wasn't supposed to be on it. And then I guess like for whatever reason, I called him like, hey man, do you want to do it? And CJ was like, I'm pissed that you didn't ask me originally. And then, before you know it, we're here, but yeah, no, we've known each other for like what, 6 years now, 7 years now.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Next thing you know, CJ's coming in with all these intangibles,
I have the intangibles. I was born. Not everyone's born with them. I guess I was just fortunate enough to be born with them.
Right.
So you guys recently teamed up with Wave TV, which is huge, for your second season. How has it been working with a company that's like so progressive with promoting and putting out and creating like sports content?
Listen, it's been an interesting experience, right? Because I think it's interesting when you're working with a big brand like that, right? Obviously, they're dealing with a ton of different personalities and things like that. So I guess that's been an adjustment for us. But in terms of having that exposure and being put on that platform, hearing feedback and kind of, learning more about this space, this crazy social media space has been an awesome experience. You know what I mean? Like to be posted on a page, to have 3 of our things posted on a page with, 2 million followers is not, it's like, we didn't imagine that at all, and for it to happen this soon is pretty crazy. So yeah, I mean, and it's easy when you're working with guys, like CJ, like Tom and the other guys we have involved here who get what we're trying to accomplish. But yeah, no, I mean, for this to happen so soon, the process is nuts, but we have, we're excited, but there's a lot of other things that we have in mind. This is only the beginning for us, we believe at least.
Totally. And, not only as a friend of Pat, but a big fan of the show as well, to see you guys from the beginning just growing exponentially. It's really something that you guys should definitely be proud of. So
thanks.
Thank you, Evan.
So segueing into the next thing, on your Instagram, you guys do a lot of these skit type videos, and you guys have almost come into these this type of characters a little bit. People want to see you guys playing one-on-one basketball. You guys, are just like doing these funny videos and stuff like that. So what about those skit type videos do you like or enjoy the most? And, why do you think it attracts a certain type of audience?
DJ?
I would say the ones where we're actually able to like really show our personalities instead of like, a question answer interview. Like obviously you can show your personality a little bit, but like doing skits like the one-on-one, the LeVar Ball skit, like you actually could like be yourself and like really, really show your true character, which is like a lot of fun, honestly. So it's definitely, that's the thing. We have like a very wide variety of stuff we do, like really serious question and answer types with like, some high profile players. And then we joke around like, just normal kids.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think CJ hit the nail on the head. It's like, we have nothing to lose here, right? We're at the beginning stages. We're trying things out. We're playing one-on-one. We're doing a couple skits, whatever. The way me and CJ are looking at it, it's like, listen, like we're never going to get embarrassed by a piece of content we put out, right? Because it's so early, and that's just the type of mindset that we have, that we're just going to carry with us. And yeah, no, it's been a blast kind of thinking of the concept, like the LeVar Ball skit. Me and CJ were here, we're kind of doing improv. CJ thought, hey, let's do, me and LaMelo were switched at birth. You know what I mean? Like that's just something that came to him, So yeah, no, I think CJ kind of hit the nail on the head. It's a way, it's an avenue like for us to kind of just show who we are, and then other people kind of get acclimated. Like, okay, I like these guys, or I don't like these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into some stuff about the Empire real quick. I don't mean to go off script for a second, but I did.
Don't go off script, Evan.
I did want to tell the people about the first, like, CJ probably doesn't even remember this because like he was fired up, but the first encounter I ever really had was CJ. So last year, my brother and I were at the Rutgers basketball game, and we're there, and all of a sudden, the rack, everybody knows that game. The rack was shaking. Rutgers goes up by like 15 from the get-go. My brother looks to the left. He's like, wait, that's CJ. And we're like, my brother's yelling, CJ is like, I've never seen somebody so like disgusted in a team's basketball performance. This guy, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're all the Rutgers Seton Hall fans. CJ's in the whole Seton Hall group. Everyone's just going back and forth, and by the end of it, I think CJ had to leave before the game even ended. So
I was sick to my stomach. My dad was there, my cousin was there, my brother was there. Everyone was just sick to their stomach.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. But you know, as you guys like to promote on your show, basketball needs New Jersey, and nothing says that more than Seton Hall and Rutgers. So
I know, what a shame this year too. Like, I mean, Rutgers is there, Seton Hall has been there, so like, you know, what a shame we couldn't play this year.
Be careful, dude. He's gonna start.
Yeah,
he's gonna get into.
I just set myself up for that one, didn't I?
You gotta be careful.
You did. I'll let you off easy on this one, and won't go into the fact that everybody on Rutgers is just better this year than Seton Hall. They would run them by like 25 this year, I think.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Insane.
I mean, I'll let you handle that, CJ, but I think that's crazy talk.
I mean, you guys don't have a 7-foot point guard, so
Ron Harper's putting 40 on your head.
Has he put 40 yet? Has he scored 40?
No.
Listen, I love Ron. You're not going to get me to talk bad about Ron, but
I won't talk bad about Ronnie. I have a newfound respect for all the Rutgers basketball players, so I'm not going to talk.
And I'll be the first to admit that Mamu's a absolute beast this year, especially now that all the attention's on him. It's kind of, you know, he's playing real.
Yeah.
Listen,
I really love Rutgers basketball, except for Paul Mulcahy referring to me as a traitor. Other than that, we're good.
You know why he's a traitor, right, Evan?
Why is he a traitor?
I transferred from Rutgers.
You did?
I did.
I didn't even know that.
I did.
Breaking news.
Headband highlights and CJ Mulcahy one-on-one coming soon.
Yeah, me and Paul are doing a live soon, so I got to throw on an Adidas headband for it.
I'll have to tune into that one for sure. So
that's gonna be a movie.
We're going to have to segue into the Empire Invitational tournament stuff now. So, Pat, every year you host the Empire Invitational, and you get to pack the Mount St. Michael's gym with absolute elite talent. Every year I have the great pleasure of getting to help you out, which has been so cool for me. Can you tell our viewers more about the tournament and what it has to offer?
Yeah, man. You know, the Empire Invitational, it's last year was 2-day, but normally a 1-day event where we just bring the best of the best in the Northeast. Basically in the middle of New York City, you know, I'm trying to think of names, you know, Scotty Lewis, you know, Cam Reddish, Brian Antoine was a McDonald's All-American, Khalil Whitney, Jalen LeCue, you know, we can go on and on. It's been a blast running it. And yeah, man, it's like, you know, we play, the way I like to do it is, you know, we bring teams out of the area and we play them against, you know, some of the best teams in New York and New Jersey, which is, it's been awesome, man. CJ's the biggest Empire Invite advocate there is out there, I think.
Last year, what was it? 2 years ago, Randy was playing McDuffie School, and they were like,
Book night Book night played.
Yeah, it was like an NBA game, and I told Pat, like, kind of get lost. Like, I'm done helping you. Like, I'm going to watch this.
That was a great game. I remember I was hoping out, and I got to talk.
Yeah, Evan was there too.
I got to talk to Ish Masood after that game, after they beat.
Yeah.
That was a crazy game.
The place was packed for that. That was an insane game.
Yeah, that was awesome. Both years I had so much. I remember this year, it was really cool because Bleacher Report Hoops posted that Andre Jackson dunk.
Yeah.
And I look and I see a still frame and it's Andre Jackson just doing this crazy dunk, and you just see me standing by the door in the background with like my hands on my hips. It was hilarious.
Yeah, the gym went quiet for like a minute after that. Like no one even knew how to react.
That dunk was insane.
That's
crazy.
That's something that's great publicity for your tournament to get like a clip posted on Bleacher Report and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, dude. It was awesome. That you know, it's a big part of, you know, running events, you know, obviously the event going well, but you want to get as much exposure as possible. So yeah, I mean, that alone gained like the Empire Invite account, like 500 followers or something crazy. Like, you know, because it got posted on Overtime, Bleacher Report and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, but yeah, no, the Empire Invite's been great, man. It's a front office event now. You know, me and CJ are going to be running it. You know, we'll see how CJ does, you know, running an event. Yeah.
Pray COVID ends, dude. I'm ready.
It's going to be fun. Yeah.
Let's go.
That's awesome. Lastly, we just got one more for just you guys. what is the best part of your job?
Yeah, I mean, the best part, man. I guess the best part for me is, I think that it's a sense of fulfillment that, it was something I strived to get in this position when I was 16 or 17. And now I'm finally at a place, where I'm able to do this full time, you know what I mean? Which is uh, something, at that time I thought was, not even possible, So I think it's a sense of fulfillment for sure. And then also there's a lot of freedom that comes with it too. And with that comes a lot of creative projects that, obviously the front office is one of them that has been awesome to pursue. I love the idea of, a vision of mine, and then a vision of mine actually, happening. So yeah, I guess those are the best couple things I guess I would give you.
Perfect. And then do you have any advice for anyone who's looking to get into scouting at the high school or college level?
Scouting specifically, man, it's a grind. You gotta be okay with working insane hours, being at court 14 at 7:30 a.m., in some random location. You know what I mean? You got to work from the ground up because there's a lot of people that want that exact same position, right? And people say they want to be, a GM or say they want to be a scout for an NBA team or whatever, but don't actually put the work in, right? It's an insane amount of work. And, there's guys, when I was starting that were more talented than me, that were smarter than me, were better scouts than me, but I just worked harder. You know what I mean? It's just just the fact of it. So it just depends on how much you want it. If you really want it and, you want to get to that position to do this full time, you'll make it work. But it all depends on, your passion for it and how much time, you put in. Simple as that.
That's excellent.
Totally. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evan.
Last little thing. Let me get national championship picks for college b-ball this year. We'll start with CJ.
Gonzaga, and it won't even be close.
Not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that one.
Not even close.
I don't think a team will come within 10 points of them.
Man. Okay. I mean, I'll switch it up a little bit. Give me the Baylor Bear, the Golden Bear, whatever the hell they are.
I respect the pick. They're phenomenal.
Listen, they're really good. Yeah, there's a gap between right now between Gonzaga and Baylor, but I think the Bears, with Mitchell and Jared Butler, I think they got some room to grow, and I think they're very, very talented. Being slept on a little bit. And I will say this: there is a massive gap between Gonzaga, Baylor, and everybody else. That's just the fact of it.
I think so too.
Go with Baylor.
Rutgers to the Elite Eight at least.
What do you guys think?
I mean, right now, Jalen Suggs is just like a breathtaking player to watch. I just don't understand how.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So to watch Gonzaga just run these teams the way they are, it's really. I've always been one of those people who would say I hate that Gonzaga plays such a weak in-conference schedule, but then they go and they're getting these out-of-conference games and running these teams by 25 right now. So I can't even argue with Gonzaga right now.
I mean, they played Virginia. It's not like Virginia. They're still a top 25 team, but it's not like they waxed them by 30. Kansas they beat by 12, but that was really a 25 point game. Right. They're so much better than everyone.
Right.
Yeah, they're really, really talented, man. So yeah, I'm going to say Baylor, just not just say Gonzaga. I know everyone's going to say Gonzaga, so I'll say Baylor.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen come March. So
yeah,
especially
we see it with Michigan State the past years. We've seen it with other teams just choking the tournament. So you never know. I'm not going to say that's going to happen, but
yeah. What's it been like working with this guy, Evan? You enjoying it or no? Is he driving you crazy?
Evan drives me crazy, but it's a good crazy.
Okay.
It's a good crazy because we both got the same vision.
There you go. I love it.
We're both on the same page with this, so it's good. We both drive each other crazy, but it's a good crazy.
I drive CJ crazy all the time. So.
Oh yeah. I can't even take a shit without him calling me.
Pretty much Evan and I, like, we'll go to text each other, and Evan knows this. I hate texting. So
This
as
kid
soon as
wants
he
to
texts me,
FaceTime.
I call him. Like,
I hear that.
Listen, so we definitely annoy each other and get on each other's nerves, but it's a good relationship on that front.
Totally.
Keep going, boys.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're just like, we're doing this because it's fun and we like doing it. So like,
There you go. Why not? Exactly. That's the reason why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. All that
That's
other
the only
stuff,
vision.
all that other stuff can come or it doesn't, whatever. We know that we're having a good time. So that's really what it's about.
There we go.
Yeah, no doubt.
There we go. Hey, one day maybe we'll do this again in person or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt.
We would totally love to have you guys on again to talk more basketball, front office, everything. So, yep. All right, guys. So this was the interview with Pat and CJ of the front office. Thanks for tuning in. And Pat and CJ, thanks so much for joining us, guys. It means a lot.
Thanks for having us.
For having us.
Thank you, fellas. We're back. That was an electric interview. Thank you so much to Pat Lawless and CJ Nobile. That was an amazing opportunity for us, and we were so proud of that interview and what took place. And do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, again, a big shout out to them. That was definitely one of my favorites yet.
100%. It
Definitely
was
one of
just we were having a good time.
Yeah, we were having a really good time talking some smack, talking basketball.
Some Rutgers smack,
Exactly.
some Seton Hall smack.
So-
It was good.
Pat and CJ, again, we can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys coming on, so thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, so now we're going to segue into the next topic. Max, take it away.
NBA hoops. So it's super early in the season. We recognize that. So we think it would be too early to pick like playoff spots and all that. So we asked you guys on Instagram what you wanted us to talk about. So here were your questions, comments, concerns, etc. Jack Bloomfield asked, are the Phoenix Suns a contender or a pretender?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a serious question. Evan, what do you think?
So here's my take on the Phoenix Suns. Currently sitting at second in the Western Conference as of today. I really like what they're doing. Came off a loss to the Clippers, but Clippers are amazing. Let's just talk about the Suns, though. I think they were missing a bit of a veteran presence. All these young guys. Booker's, a leader, but a little bit. They didn't really have like a veteran to lead them. So now Chris Paul coming in, I think that was a great move. I just think that could be some glue for them. At the end of the bubble last year, we saw that a little spark of electricity. It was a little bit too late to make a playoff push, but this year, I think the Suns are definitely going to make the playoffs. Bottom end of the Western Conference, maybe 6 or so. As everyone knows, the Western Conference is completely packed. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think they could be maybe a quarterfinals team. A Western Conference final team, though, they're not better than the Lakers.
Maybe not.
They're not better than the Lakers, no.
I think Devin Booker was very impressive last year in the bubble, and then going into this year, he's just continued that. So that's kind of segueing into our next question. Mike DeAngelis, 420, asked, why do people still sleep on the Suns? And we're done sleeping on the Suns over here. We're woke on the Suns.
Yeah,
we're
I
awake.
am at least.
We're awake. Are you awake, man? Are you awake on the Suns?
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of Steve Nash.
Yep.
That's my boy. So, and Phoenix is an unbelievable city too.
Right.
So
All right.
yeah.
So we're all awake on the Phoenix Suns. That was interesting from Mike DeAngelis and Jack Bloomfield. Next, we're going to get into P. Kyle 2 Trey
What up, Pat?
asked Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP predictions. So this is super early, but we're still going to give it a go. Evan, you want to start us off?
MVP prediction I got, they like to change it up. Like, you could give it to LeBron or Giannis every year, but, they kind of change it up a lot. So I'm going to go with Luka this year. I think Luka Doncic. I've loved Luka's game, becoming one of the, elite players, absolute monster. So I'm going to go, early prediction, go with Luka.
I like that pick a lot.
Thanks.
Because he was so good last year, and
Oh, yeah.
you just know he's going to exponentially get better.
Exactly.
That's a great pick.
Thanks.
So I'm going to go for Rookie of the Year. I think LaMelo Ball is going to pick it up throughout the season. We kind of saw him within the past couple weeks getting into form into the NBA, getting more minutes. This kid is looking like the best Ball brother. That's no cap either.
Yeah.
I think he's the best out of the 3 Ball brothers, and I think he has a serious shot at Rookie of the Year once he starts getting more minutes and getting comfortable in that offense.
He's making nice big shots right now.
He's making those 3-pointers.
Yeah, exactly. He's making big shots. His shot looks great, which people had, some doubts about coming in. But
Yeah, people
he
were
looks
criticizing
good.
him, but
And
it looks good.
He's sharing the ball, LaMelo Ball. I like what you're doing so far.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm glad we're on the same page. What you got? Defensive Player of the Year. Who you got?
I like Anthony Davis. LA.
Yeah. That's
great.
I just think he's a beast. Always plays two ways. Always goes hard.
Exactly.
He's basically the center of that defense. Like,
exactly.
It's not a bad pick at all.
Yeah.
I'm there too.
And it's a safe pick too. I feel like
It's definitely a safe pick. I don't know who it could be, but like him or Giannis maybe this year. So
yeah, sure.
Unless someone turns it up in the second half.
It's still so
like
early.
we said, it's so early. So these are just for fun. Right. But we figured we'd each pick one and go through those. So
all right.
Next up, we got James Boyces asked. Besides the one performance against OKC in 2019, Damian Lillard hasn't been able to match his regular season production during the playoffs. Is he on the same level of elite as Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving? A little bit to unpack there, but I'll start.
Okay.
I think he's close, but I don't think he's there. I don't think he's on the level of Steph Curry, definitely. I think he's maybe on the level of Kyrie. But even Kyrie, he has playoff success. He hit that shot for Cleveland. So you can't take that away from him. But Damian Lillard hasn't made it far except for that one time against OKC. And hasn't hit that big shot. So I would say he's closer to Kyrie than he is to Steph, and I think Steph is way better than Kyrie.
Yeah, Steph was a part of one of the best dynasties in the history of NBA basketball.
The history of sports, man.
Right, history of sports, and some might call him the best shooter to ever step on a basketball court.
Some might, and they'd be pretty correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good question. What do you think, Evan? Do you agree with me there?
Yeah, I think your take was spot on, honestly, Max.
All right,
good. I do.
I'm glad we all agree.
Not taking anything away from Dame. I love Dame.
Dame time, when he puts that watch on, it's fun to watch, but it seems when it's Dame time in the playoffs,
he doesn't have the best team around. He doesn't have the best team around him either, but
100%.
But yeah, no, I love Damian Lillard. He also spits bars.
Oh yeah, he's a great lyricist. It's fun to listen to him.
Back to what you said about Golden State too, it's kind of crazy how we were like witnessing them win all those championships, because they will go down as like one of the greatest dynasties.
Oh yeah, I mean they broke Jordan and the Bulls' record.
I mean, think about it, like 30, 40 years.
Wins,
There'll be a documentary on that for sure.
Yeah,
100%. I'm excited for all the docs that are going to come out over the next couple of years about all the sports that we watched growing up. Like we're going to get the Kobe docs, the Tom Brady docs, all that fun stuff.
For that,
it's gonna be legendary. So that was it for the questions from the gram. Some good questions. Hopefully you enjoyed the answers. Yeah. We'll be doing that more.
Can't wait to get more into NBA talk as well as we progress through the season. That's definitely something we're going to keep looking more into, and we know you guys love to hear about basketball. So
100%. So next up, we got some hockey talk with Matt Maselli.
Oh yeah.
Matt, take it away. He's going to give us some picks. He's going to give us some updates. Take it away, Matt.
Little discussion.
So, season starting January 13th.
Fantastic.
56 games. 4 divisions now, though, instead of, 2 conferences. It's not like East or West. They just split it up into East, West, North, and South.
Ooh.
And the East, I'll give you my picks for first, is pretty much what the Metropolitan was last year, except Carolina's out and Boston's in. So Boston's going to be in there with Washington, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Devils, Rangers, Islanders, Buffalo.
So it's basically everybody on the East Coast.
Yeah. So they're doing it geographically, but there's a couple teams from the Atlantic Division last year that are now in the Metropolitan with them. But I'm a Devils fan, obviously, but what are we going to expect from them? Like up at the top, I think Bruins are probably my pick for the winner. Yeah, you're a Devils fan. I keep forgetting, but
yeah.
Torrey Krug went off to St. Louis.
That was a big departure.
Yeah, Chara just signed 1-year deal with the Capitals. But, McAvoy, I think that was, the perfect timing for them to go. He's established himself. He's been there a couple of years.
Look for Patrice Bergeron to get that C this year.
And
that captain spot on the Bruins.
Pasta's out in the beginning, too, to injury. So they're going to really look at Bergeron. They have this new prospect, too. Well, not new prospect. It's 2017. He's 21 years old, but Jack Studnicka.
He's fantastic.
Yeah,
I was so pleased
points,
with him last year.
Games.
He was so awesome.
Yeah, so I think he's going to step it up. And then Connor Clifton from New Jersey, Jersey boy, little down south.
Shout out.
But
let's go.
Went to CBA. I think they're going to look at him. He played in
a
bunch of
he got good
games.
minutes last year.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll get some
good
more
defensive player. And I think the Capitals obviously will.
Yeah.
Give them a run too.
Tough.
Their top 6, just looking at it on paper, is first line of Kuznetsov, Wilson, Ovi, and then they go right to Verana, Backstrom, and Oshie.
Yeah, and then on the retrospect of Boston losing Zdeno Chara, you get the Capitals getting Zdeno Chara.
Yeah.
He is not the best skill player, but
he'll be
in the locker room, him and Ovi leading. I mean, that's going to be the most strict and dedicated locker room in all of national.
And they've
hockey.
got John Carlson still, Dmitry Orlov too. That's like a heavy set pair on top. And then obviously he's not going to be here to start the season because Henrik Lundqvist is having open heart surgery, but he just signed with the Caps too in this offseason.
I have a question, actually. I was going to talk about that. So Holtby's obviously departed, so now it's kind of Samsonov's show.
Yeah.
So what do we think of him?
I think he's good, though. I mean,
he is good.
Russia always produces good goalies for some reason, and I mean, once he gets going, I think this is kind of the first year too that he knows the team is his going into the season. So, and he's got a good defense in front of him, obviously.
Yeah,
so
we'd like to just say T's and P's to Henrik Lundqvist. Wish him luck.
Yeah, seriously, that's scary stuff. Yeah.
Hopefully he can survive. Hopefully it goes well, and then ultimately come back on the ice because he's a beast.
Yeah, seriously,
he's legendary.
And I mean that'd be sweet. Him, Ovi, and Chara together on the same team. That'd be fun to watch.
They were all hating each other at one point.
Exactly, and then all legends now.
Yeah, man,
crazy,
awesome.
A few years back, that would have been some all-star team.
Yeah, that would have been nuts.
Well, Ovi still, obviously.
Yeah. And then the Central Division is kind of nuts now because it's Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, and Tampa.
Wow.
So that's 4 West teams and 3 East teams. But I'm just saying that because they're would have been in the West and would have been in the East. But geographically, it makes sense that all these teams are in the same division. But I like Carolina in this division and Dallas. But Carolina first, they have Peter Mrazek, James Reimer, who Mrazek stole a ton of games last year, but also let in beach balls. He could fucking lose a game or steal a game anytime. And then Reimer's steady. He's not that good, but he'll hang you guys in a game. He might let up 4 goals. You're gonna have to score 5 goals and win it.
Yeah. But he'll make some quality saves.
Yeah, the goaltending's the main issue there because I mean between Aho, Teravainen, Sheshkinov, Martin Nikas, who was a rookie last year, but those first 3 I just said they combined for 190 points last year.
Yeah.
So their first they have the
scoring
there.
Talent
it's all about the secondary scoring. Martin Nikas had a good fresh rookie year. I want to say he put up 40 points or something, and that's pretty good for a rookie year out of somebody that didn't get drafted in the top 20. So anything between 30 and 50 would be fine next year. And then Vinny Trocheck, who they traded for, he got hurt. He came from the Panthers, but this is going to be his first full season, and he's a really good player. I think he was on U18 USA in 2010 when they beat Canada for gold, which is going on
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9:30 tonight.
Oh, sweet. We're talking about Tuesday. We're recording on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Always got to do that. Clarify.
Yeah, I always fuck that up.
It's all good. We always like to clarify you so you guys aren't confused.
Yeah.
But we're recording on a Tuesday. We're talking about the World Juniors.
Well, on that, I guess we'll move into the Canadian division then, which is the North Division. So this
very
is
cool.
Yeah,
this
all Canadian teams. Yeah, because obviously they can't be.
Matt, thanks so much for breaking this down for us.
Which is kind of nuts, all Canadian teams, kind of the same thing. Some teams that wouldn't see each other more than 3 times in a season, 82-game season, and now they're going to see them 10 times in a 56, or not 10, 7 times in a 56-game season. But I'm going with a little bit of a dark horse in this division, Vancouver.
Let's go. That's who I have.
Yeah, I mean, they made the playoffs last year, right? Nobody pegged them to make the playoffs, and then they won 2 rounds. Nobody pegged them to win 2 rounds either. I think Brock Besser is... Yeah, so he was injured for a ton last year. He only had 11 points in 17 playoff games, which is obviously not terrible, but they need more from him. And he was only 22 last year though, and went goalless in his last 12 games of the regular season because of all those injuries. And that's when they traded for Toffoli from LA for the playoff push. Yeah, and they fell in love with him because he was doing what Besser wasn't doing at the time.
Right.
But Besser again, he's only going to be 23 at the start of the season. And I think he's a really good player. He has a phenomenal shot. I think he'll put up 75, 80 points this year. And that's just going to be a nice compliment with Pettersson and JT Miller, too, who are both really good players. Yeah. I mean, Pettersson's a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah, Pettersson's unreal.
He's unreal. And then on D, Quinn Hughes, obviously, Jack's brother. He's fucking nasty. Yeah. Their captain, Bo Horvat. I mean, and Nate Schmidt playing with Quinn Hughes now on D. I mean, they're just looking good. And looking at them on paper, they just look even better, too. Thatcher Demko now in net from Boston College.
I've always liked Demko.
Yeah, and he's going to, and Holtby backing up. Demko kind of knows this is his team now, so, I mean, that should be exciting. And, I mean, they're with Edmonton, Toronto. There's a lot of good teams in that division, but I think Vancouver can hold their own there. for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Matt, for breaking that
Yeah,
down. We
of course.
appreciate it.
Yeah, pumped for the season.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about NHL as well, just
As
like
we get
NBA,
into the
as
season.
the season comes in.
Next, we're going to get into NFL playoff pick'em.
Today's pick'em is presented by Advanced Office Furniture. Advanced Office Furniture, since 2003, Advanced Office Furniture has been providing the New York metro area with the highest quality custom furniture. All the furniture is produced in their state-of-the-art manufacturing facility here in New Jersey and never outsourced. Your business is unique, so why don't you choose to furnish it with specialty furniture that is built to last? No matter what your needs are, Advanced Office Furniture will surely exceed your standards. Get it now, www.advancedofficefurniture.com. We love those guys. Thanks.
Love it. Thanks to our sponsors. We got all three of them done. Yeah. So next, we're smooth sailing. We got the NFL playoff pick'em. Wild card weekend. We got a wild weekend. Matt, want to break it down for us?
Let's do it. First game, we got Indianapolis Colts at Buffalo Bills.
This is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good game.
I'm
going
I think
Bills.
the Bills are gonna. Yeah, I think the Bills are gonna
Yep.
not own this game, but I think they're gonna win by at least a touchdown. At least 7 points. So I'm gonna take the Bills. Evan.
The Bills.
Awesome. Next game.
Los Angeles Rams at Seattle Seahawks.
I think I'm probably gonna go with the Rams just because I like the way that their defense has been playing.
I'm going to take the Seahawks.
I'm going to take the Seahawks as well, Klein.
All right. Next up.
Bet.
We're going to go with the Buccaneers at Washington football team.
Honestly, I'm gonna take the Washington football
Oh
team.
my
I don't think
God,
this
Max.
Buccaneers team is very legit. I really don't. Dude, they've been losing people to COVID this week, first off. They don't have many players on defense. Tom Brady, against teams like Washington, like when he played the New York Giants and when he plays defenses that can get pressure on him, he's not looked good this season. I love Tom Brady just as much as Klein does, but when he gets pressure on him, he hasn't played well this season. So
Carly would be disgusted in you.
I'm sorry, Carly.
I'll ride with you.
Oh my God! Listen to these fools, Buccaneers.
I love a good underdog story, and I think Alex Smith is just gonna
I love Alex Smith.
come in there
Sure.
and stomp
Comeback
on
Player of the
Brady's
Year.
neck.
Name the award after
He's
him.
gonna
But
he 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, I'm
2
gonna take the
TD passes in
Washington
the first
football
half.
team.
Yeah.
okay, well we'll leave that there and see what happens.
And
on
you're gonna take
Sunday,
the Bucks.
or Saturday. When is it? Yeah,
Saturday.
So
You're gonna
see
take
what
the
happens
Bucks?
Saturday. Yeah, I'll take the Bucks.
All right.
Next up, we got Baltimore versus Tennessee.
another good game.
Yeah, it's a good fucking game.
It's a great game.
Damn,
I
I think
don't know. I'll
I
listen
think
to you
the
guys first,
Ravens
yeah.
are the dark horse in the AFC in this playoffs. Honestly, like I could totally see them going up into the AFC
I can
Championship
get behind
game.
that too.
I'm gonna pick the Baltimore Ravens
As
to
am I.
upset the Tennessee Titans. I like the way they've been playing towards the end of the season. I think Lamar has played very, very well
yeah.
recently. Their rushing attack is phenomenal.
Yeah.
As is the Titans, though. This is such a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal game. Couple things that I really like about it. Not going to get too crazy into it, but obviously, the Ravens had like a couple little hiccups this year, but still finished at 11-5. They're amazing. I think they're going to be really good. Win a couple games in the playoffs. So obviously, I am taking the Ravens, as I just said.
But
I've
the
loved how
Titans-
Dobbins has come into play. Dobbins has really stepped up as he kind of like took over Mark Ingram completely
Yep.
and is now the rusher. And then also I love their pass rush. I love Judon, Campbell,
Yep. And then you got Ngakwe, who came in this year. He's been nice.
Patrick Queen.
Yep. He's playing well, too.
He's-
This is a great team.
And then the secondary is electric too with
Yeah.
everyone. So it's a great game. We all know about King Henry and all that. So
You know what? Just enjoy this game. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Just enjoy it. It's going to be a great one. That one's at 1 o'clock.
Looking forward to that.
Two more
Two more.
games.
Chicago at New Orleans.
want to go first?
Yeah.
I'm taking New Orleans. Yeah, even if Kamara doesn't play.
I'm going to go with
COVID.
Chicago because I have gone against New Orleans this whole season. And I still don't think they're legit. Like, especially if they don't have Kamara. I think it's going to be even harder. But with Drew Brees, I think Drew is more of a liability than an accessory at this point in the season. So yeah, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears in that defense. Let's go with Money Mitch. Last game.
Cleveland at Pittsburgh. We got here.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, that isn't
Except for the
yeah.
fact that the Browns have been getting COVID cases, and we don't know what's going to happen leading up to the game.
Last week against these
So this is going to be a really up in the air game. So I'm going to go with the safe pick here and take Pittsburgh.
As am I. Steelers for me as well, guys. We saw last week the Browns almost didn't do it against Mason Rudolph and the Steelers.
Second teamers.
So I think it'll be hard for them to do it against Roethlisberger and company.
When they're going to be having to use some second stringers too, because as I said, they've lost some people to COVID.
Right.
So
how dominant did Claypool look last week?
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, and then yeah, he looked great. All right, so those were our picks for Wild Card Weekend. We agreed on most of them, but we disagreed a little bit. Enjoy all the games; they're going to be electric. Now we're just going to quickly get into AFC and NFC predictions for the Super Bowl. I will start it off quickly, then we'll go to Evan, then Matt will finish it off, then we'll get the hell out of here. I'm going to pick from the AFC, I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills and their dominant offense to carry it all the way through to the AFC Championship, ultimately, to the Super Bowl. And then on the flip side, I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers and the Packers defense. And a little quick shout out to Jair Alexander, who was fantastic this season. He had an all-pro season, best cornerback in the league this year. Hands down, he was fantastic. So I'm going to pick the Packers versus the Bills. Evan?
I'm taking Kansas City, and I like the Bills pick, but I'm taking Kansas City and Packers, and then Packers by a score.
Matt?
I think I'm going to go Seahawks, Bills.
Wow. A little different.
Seahawks, I like that.
Seahawks, that's a good one. You're going to let Russ cook?
Yeah.
All right.
Let him get hot in that first game, and then just ride out from
Ride
there.
it through.
Yeah.
All right. I don't mind that pick.
Yeah.
Like that's a solid pick.
I think
That's a solid pick. That's pretty good. All right. So those are our picks for the Super Bowl. Those are our picks for the Wild Card Weekend. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
We do. So, couple announcements.
Yep.
So, merch is on the way next Thursday. So, when episode 3 drops, which is the...
Going to be the 14th,
the 14th
of January.
Our 2 t-shirt designs that will be introduced on Instagram.
You can see them right here if you're on YouTube. Right behind Maselli.
We're going to post the ads on Instagram for them very soon as well, so that's coming. And then we got more insane guests on the way for the rest of season 2. Just buckle up, guys.
Buckle up. It's about to be a ride.
Yes. Thanks, Matt, for coming on. We hope to have you back as much as possible this season.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on, boys. That was fun.
It was fantastic.
We'll have
Thanks
some
for coming.
hockey to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
Some more
Absolutely.
hockey talk with Matt Maselli.
Yeah.
Follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube.
Smash that like button. Peace.
Bless.